don't cheat and I don't lie. So I learned that when I was a kid. If you did, the old man slapped you side of the head. Maybe somebody should have slapped him.
What kind of low-budget reality TV show am I watching? This whole argument started at a private dinner in Birmingham where Nick Saban decided to speak just a little bit too freely.
I mean, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team. Made a deal for name, image, and likeness.
Nick Saban comes out of nowhere with this sucker punch to Jimbo Fisher. And I can't help but think that the reason for this is the fact that Jimbo Fisher was the first assistant coach to beat Nick Saban this past season.
All right, we didn't buy one player. All right, but I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing it.
It seems like anytime Nick Saban doesn't like a rule in college football, he makes this kind of veiled threat that if something doesn't change, they're going to join in too and play dirty. He doesn't say play dirty, but it's just that veiled threat he seems to always make in these situations where he feels like something is unfair. Nick Saban may have taken the first shot, but Jimbo Fisher wasn't going to tap out of this fight. Hey, Jimbo, what'd you think about Nick Saban's comments about Texas A&M?
It's really despicable.
You're despicable.
Here's a little more of what Jimbo Fisher said in response to Nick Saban's whining.
They're all money. We bought every player on this group. We never bought anybody. No.
Jimbo Fisher completely denies the fact that Texas A&M paid for players in any way this past year, but he continues.
Families, it's despicable that a reputable head coach could come out and say this when he doesn't get his way or things don't go his way. The narcissist in him doesn't allow those things to happen.
Jimbo is just absolutely taking the gloves off in this fight.
It's amazing. Some people think they're God. Go dig into how God did his deal. You may find out about a guy that a lot of things you don't want to know.
Jimbo Fisher is now completely on the offensive by insinuating that Nick Saban is playing unfair. And there's no college football fan out there that would assume that Saban has ever been unfair.
It's the second time we've had to do this with grown men who don't get their way and want to pout, throw a fit, and act up. Just go ask all the people who work for him. You'll know exactly what he's about.
I've got to say that Jimbo Fisher really held nothing back in this response to Saban. He really stood up for himself, his team, and his organization. Nick Saban also took a shot at Deion Sanders and Jackson State when he made this comment.
I mean, Jackson State paid a guy $1 million last year that was a really good Division I player to come to school. It was in the paper, and they bragged about it. Nobody did anything about it.
In response, Deion Sanders tweeted this. You best believe I will address that lie Coach Saban told tomorrow. I was awakened by my son that sent me the article stating that we paid Travis Hunter Jr. $1 million to play at Jackson State. We as a people don't have to pay our people to play with our people. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey also took a minute to weigh in on the drama. Greg Sankey, if you're listening, I'm asking for one thing and one thing only. Please, this summer at SEC Media Days, please, please, please schedule Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban on the exact same day. This is just marketing 101. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. So please, Greg, do what you got to do to make it happen. Because if you don't, you're basically making the biggest marketing mistake of your life.
I always said this. My dad always told me this. When people show you who they are, believe them. He's showing you who he is.